Definitely like a hard thing to deal with. I've always been an empath, and like especially with my parents, like what I had to deal with them growing up, it makes me like feel so sad. Like I get sad for them, and like it's obviously their first time living. It's everybody's first time living, but they like have went through it, they've lived, they learned, and they want to make my life better, but I'd like give up anything to make their life better than what it was.
You are crazy.
I ain't been this high Perkins in a long time. I ain't been this high Perkins in a long time. I took 230s and a half of a third one. I feel like I can see everything with my third eye. Feel like I'm floating, see the world from a bird's eye view.
Hey guys, I'm Elyssa. I'm gonna be on the podcast today with Marcus himself, the man.
Yes, can we just acknowledge how crazy this is? That like, I never thought that in second grade we'd be like, oh, I'm gonna have a podcast and she's gonna be a guest on my podcast.
Yeah.
Because like we didn't even really talk in school. Like we didn't really know each other that well.
Except to Pasquale. Pasquale, if you're watching this, what's up?
Shout out to Pasquale, I remember him, yeah. Was that like one of your closest friends in school?
Yeah, senior year too, we were friends, but also in like elementary school, I was friends with Rafaela Erkinger. Do you remember her?
She moved, right?
Yeah, she moved to Africa.
I think I was her friend too.
Yeah,
she was cool.
Yeah, we talked a little bit, not much. I don't remember much, guys. I have bad memory.
Which classes in middle school do we have? Because I don't remember. I think we had to have something.
It was all a blur. I just know that we have like the same last letter name.
Did you have Mr. Zook in 7th grade?
Yeah.
Then we had that.
It was it was algebra or something, and we did GMM all the time.
I think it was like geometry.
I don't know. We did GMM all the time.
Fuck that fucking GMM. Oh my god, I forgot the name of it.
Do you not remember? I would sweat on GMM. I would get like 500 points.
I don't remember. Were you one of like the top ones in the class or something?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I suck at math. I hated that shit.
No, I loved it.
It is such a bad design where if you can't do it, you just get stuck on one question, and then you're like the whole class period. Like, what am I supposed to do? But it's better than IXL. Ugh. IXL is like made to make you rage quit. Because every time you get it
wrong, it goes all the way down.
Yeah.
IXL is traumatizing.
Yeah. I don't get why doing the previous question is gonna make you do the one you failed better. I don't understand that. Yeah. Start off with the whole anxiety topic.
Yeah.
Well, let's just start off with this. Is a good start-off question for anxiety. What is your biggest source of anxiety right now in the past couple of weeks?
So when I talk about anxiety, I was diagnosed with a generalized anxiety disorder,
okay.
But I feel like mine's more health related. So like, I freak out and I think I'm dying all the time.
Is that a little bit of like OCD?
Yeah, because I also have OCD.
I have OCD.
Yeah. So I think I'm dying. I get a headache and I think, oh my god, I have a brain tumor and I'm dead. Like tomorrow I'm dead. Or I had like a runny nose the one time and like it was started bleeding out of nowhere and I was like, holy shit, I'm having a seizure right now. Like I'm dying. I'm having a stroke. And the problem I have is I go on Google, I search up all my symptoms and then I get like, you have cancer, you have this, you have that. And I'm like, well, shit, I'm dead.
Yeah. So. Google is never helpful with that.
Yeah. No, but that's why I think like mine's definitely more like health related because I don't really get anxious about like other things. Like I get anxious, like public speaking sometimes. When I was in high school for yearbook when I'd had to speak, people could see me shaking. Other than that, it's just my health. Like I genuinely am always scared that like something's wrong and I'm gonna die. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I definitely I have had like the health OCD, but I haven't had that one as strong.
Oh, it's so bad. It like keeps me up.
No, I bet.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of like experiences I've had with that. There was one that was like not really fully health anxiety, but I used to always like check like the pulse in my chest. I would just kind of like
I do that.
Just make sure it's still going. I don't have that one anymore because I kind of worked through it, but
yeah, that's good.
I had that for a long time.
Yeah, I think that a lot of the times, in psychology we talk about it that there's always like if you have one health like disorder or whatever they call it, like mental illness, like it's always corresponding with another one usually. There's like most times it's always correspondent with another one. There's very few times where someone just has like one mental illness. So it usually corresponds. And we talked about that in my psychology class. And I feel like that's how mine is. It's like my anxiety and my OCD very much like correspond with each other.
Yeah, like would you say anxiety is its own disorder? Because I know generalized anxiety is different.
So I guess it really depends. I think anxiety is a disorder itself, but I think it stems from other like mental illnesses. Like I obviously don't have like other people's brains and like their experiences in my hand. I've only took psychology for 2 classes, once in high school, once in college, but I think they correspond.
Yeah. I mean, from what I've researched over the years trying to, work through stuff, I think that anxiety more comes from how you see the world and, the way that you perceive things and kind of what you're telling yourself about the world.
Yeah, it's very much in the head.
Because
like
if you think that if I get a health issue, that's the worst thing ever, I can't stand that, then you're going to have anxiety about it. But if you think, yes, if I got a health issue, it would be very hard to work through, be damaging to my life, but it wouldn't be the end of the world.
Absolutely.
And it's hard to change those thoughts because those are really like, inside your brain, hard to access sometimes. But, so like overall, like what has helped you the most with anxiety?
So I have been doing a lot more in my Bible and like trying to calm myself down. As soon as I get anxiety, I try to pray about it immediately. And then I'll like write myself, I forget what they're called. It's like just motivating things. Like I'll be like, I am healthy, I'm safe, like I'm here. And my mom also taught me, like when you're having anxiety, we have pressure points on our chest. So you have to set your your nervous system. So if you tap here really hard, it helps. And I do it. It seems so stupid, but I do it. I'll be at work and I'll have anxiety. I'll just start doing it, and it like brings your like nervous system to a calm. So
I gotta try that.
you should. It's really good. If people are watching this, try it, please. It helps.
Did you have like a therapist or anything? Ever tried that?
Yeah. So I've tried therapy twice. I'm supposed to be getting another one. It's just like therapy. Some therapists think they can just like fix it immediately, and they think they don't have to like know everything else, and they're just like, oh, write it down, do this, do that. They just give you the basic things that I could find on Google, when in reality I think a therapist should just be there to talk to you instead of just like, in my experience at least, like it's helped having a therapist to just talk back and forth with me and help me work through it instead of just saying, well, here's the things you can do, instead of just like talking to me. I think that with anxiety and with like mental illnesses, in the end, we just need someone to talk to about it. If we let it all like in our head, that's where it really starts to affect you.
Right. And I think also just a therapist who really understands the psychology, because I had the first therapist I had like a year or two ago. She was good. I really liked her, but she just wasn't, she didn't know enough about OCD, like the technical side of OCD.
Yeah.
So it was more just like, general life problems that she was good at.
Yeah.
And it did help, but then I switched to one recently, in the past year, that like specializes in OCD, and that has made such a difference.
Yeah.
Because it really does make a difference whether they're a good therapist or not, because you can tell when they are.
Oh, 1,000%. When the first session, you can usually tell and get a read on them.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm working on finding a new one. We'll see. I think therapy is like another thing that a lot of people think they don't need or they shouldn't have. But I think a therapist, like in my experience, is like it's just someone to talk to about your problems, to get them out. Someone that you can talk to and know that your problems aren't going to go somewhere else, and they can also help you work through it. So I think that's why therapy could be good for anybody, because we all struggle in some way, shape, or form.
Right. Yeah, I think the only thing I like, only reason I didn't want to start therapy right away is just because I thought that I wasn't going to be comfortable enough to like be able to uncover these layers of consciousness and like really go into my mind. But then I was like, oh, this is really easy,
Yeah.
And yeah, it really isn't that nerve-wracking at all. I have zero anxiety going to therapy, and I have like a little bit of social anxiety, but with that, it was, like nothing.
Yeah, that's how I was. It's just like there was this one thing that we had to do in my one therapy session. It's like, so a lot of childhood trauma, what you do is you go and you talk to yourself when you were a child, and you like tell yourself like you're okay and like you're calm, and like you talk to yourself through like the traumatic experience you've experienced, and like talking about it, you can also uncover like a multitude of things that you've been through. Because I don't, like with my childhood, I remember like a lot of good things, but I also remember a lot of bad things, and then talking about them helped me realize like there's more good experiences in my childhood, and I just was like trying to cover everything up in my childhood because of the bad experiences.
Right.
So
yeah, I don't have much experience with trauma. I mean, the only thing that I would say in my life that's been semi-traumatic was when I smoked too much weed the one time.
That happened to me. Oh my God.
Because I was going to ask, have you, dabbled in that stuff and whatnot?
Yeah, so the first time I ever smoked weed, my anxiety
the first time, that's so bad.
cannot handle it. I took like 3 ginormous hits. Like I hit dab pens before this. So this is my first time smoking like actual like weed.
Okay.
And the dab pens are like nothing. Like they're like dispensary cards. So I took like I used to take tiny hits of them and be like, oh my god, I'm smoking weed, and I'd feel like nothing. So I was like, oh no, like weed does nothing to me. I take these like 3 big hits off this joint, like ginormous hits. I'm like coughing and everything. All of a sudden, like everything around me starts going slow motion. I'm like freaking the fuck out. And then I look for my phone, cannot find my phone. Like it's in my hand. I feel it's in my hand. It just keeps disappearing. I'm like on Safari searching up if I'm gonna die because obviously I have health anxiety, and my search bar keeps disappearing. Like when I'm typing, like it will go type, then go back. It felt like I was in a loop.
What the
Like each minute was in a loop. I don't know. I could have got Elyssa, but I don't think I did because I did talk to my mom about it.
I mean, it'll do that.
Yeah,
That's
I mean,
normal.
I talked to my mom about it because I got really high. Like I did get really high that night, and I was seeing like crazy shit. I was just in like this time loop. Like my heartbeat, it felt like it was going from here through my entire body. Like I felt like my heart was expanding.
It makes your heart go really fast.
Yeah, I was freaking the fuck out. And I woke my mom up. I was like, Mom, like, I snuck out. I smoked weed. I need you to help me. I was like, am I dying? Do I need Narcan? And because she specializes in this stuff. And she's like, Elyssa, you don't need Narcan. She's like, you're fine.
Narcan? I won't do anything for weed.
Yeah. She's like, you're fine. Like, you're just having a really bad, like, trip and, like, an experience with it. And then she rubbed my back and, like, laid with me until I fell asleep. So that helped a lot. But it was terrifying. I genuinely, and the person I was with, they wouldn't let me call my mom, and like they wouldn't take me home at first because they didn't want like to get in trouble. And I was like, dude, my mom's not gonna give like a flying fuck about you. She's worried about me, and if I'm feeling this, like it's not gonna help keeping me in a park in the middle of nowhere at 2 a.m. So,
oh my god,
yeah, don't sneak out and get me, guys.
It definitely makes a difference who you're with. I remember the most recent time I greened out, which was like a year and a half ago, which I haven't smoked in a year and a half, but yeah. Because that was like my last straw. I greened out of 1 hit.
Yeah, smoking will make you never want to smoke again if you have a bad experience.
Mm-hmm. Because people they have like this unusually strong stuff that is so unnecessary.
Yeah.
And then so I greened out off 1 hit, and I was like, okay, I can't even use this safely anymore. Like I'm done.
Yeah.
But that was the time that I was with a couple of friends at a friend's house, and they're good friends. Like I don't have anything bad to say about them, but they weren't very helpful. Like they weren't like necessarily negative, but they just didn't really
know how to like
make an effort to even talk to me. You know, I was like, guys, I feel like I'm on acid. Like, what are we gonna do about this? And then they would just be like, oh man, that sucks.
You're fine. You're fine.
And then just keep watching YouTube. Well, when I sit down, I kind of like spiral into like a time loop. So I don't know.
Yeah, that'll do that. After my first time smoking the joint, I was like, oh, I'm gonna switch again. Let me hit my other friend's thing. It's just the person who gave it to me. I don't know what I was thinking because I was also drunk, and I was a high schooler, so obviously like, I partied and at points. And so me being a stupid teenager, I got drunk, and then I also was like, oh, let me hit my friend's dab pen. It's a dab pen. It's not gonna do what the other thing did to me because it's from a different friend.
For me, it was a dab pen first time.
Yeah, well, that dab pen this time was not it. I also did feel like I was graining out. Like I was like shaking. Like I was trembling. I couldn't sleep. Everything was like on 1000x volume. And I couldn't remember getting up my steps. And I went upstairs to get water because I was having cotton mouth like a motherfucker. And I went upstairs and like trying to drink the water, and it just like, oh, it was so bad. So bad.
Yeah, it definitely sounds like it was your crossfaded because I had been crossfaded, but I didn't overdose. So I was like really good. I liked being crossfaded. I still like alcohol now, but I just like very occasionally will drink. But so like, what's your deal with it now? Do you drink it all or smoke it anymore?
I avoid like all of that stuff, but that's only because I think the alcohol part just comes from like obviously my health anxiety. I don't want to like damage my body like drinking too much, and it's also just from the fact that like obviously like I work at a recovery center now, so like I feel like it's kind of stupid for me. It's like ironic for me to just like, even if I'm not like doing it aggressively, like I'm also a minor still, so I feel like I should just be more responsible with it and wait until I'm 21. I can drink responsibly out at a bar or a club, and I'm not like doing it in some random person's house that I know from high school, and like I don't know what they're doing to the drinks. I don't know anything like that, so I feel like there's just a safer way I could go about it.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I haven't smoked and I haven't drank in a while. So I've been pretty much off of all that stuff. And I used to have a nicotine problem as well. I'm also off of that.
I was going to ask about the vape, yeah.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, I never owned a vape, but I would hit friends all the time, and like I haven't
Yeah.
vaped in 4 months now.
Oh,
Finally quit. Yeah,
congratulations. Yeah.
thank you.
I never had a problem quitting anything actually. Even though like addiction runs in my family, I had never had a problem quitting. Anxiety, my anxiety from weed obviously just made me never want to touch it
Yeah.
again. Alcohol, I just never felt like I needed it or I wanted it anymore. And with nicotine, I literally just all I did was I threw my vape away. Done. Never got another one.
I think for me, the Nick was the hardest to stop because it's like
Yeah.
you aren't getting high.
You're getting the
You're
buzz.
just like it's like a 3 second, or not 3 second, like a minute long buzz, and like I would always want a minute long buzz, because I'm
Yeah.
not getting intoxicated for hours. I'm just getting a
Yeah.
tiny buzz, and so it's always like, oh yeah, of course I want that,
Yeah.
you know.
It definitely wasn't like hard to quit, but it definitely wasn't the easiest. There was like I did go back a couple times, but
He does that.
aw. Well, yeah, I just threw it away the one day and I was like, I'm done. I can't do this anymore because it was just too much for me because it also triggered my anxiety after having it for so long. So,
Right.
because I would shake, I would like hit it, and if I hit like too much, I would start shaking or felt like I couldn't breathe. So I was like, this is definitely my anxiety like freaking out because I know I shouldn't be doing this. Like, it's not good for me.
Well, it does happen when you hit it too much. Like that's the
Yeah.
thing. People will throw up and stuff.
Really? I've never thrown up off anything actually. Never
Me
thrown
either.
up off weed,
Me either.
alcohol, nicotine.
I'm so glad I've never thrown up because I have
too.
fear of throwing up.
Really?
I haven't thrown up since like 5th grade.
Oh
I'm
my
so
gosh.
afraid of it.
I hate throwing up too, but it's not even like I just don't know how. Cause like when I would go like and be at parties and stuff, people would be puking and vomiting in the grass, and I'm like, how are you vomiting? I'm
Exactly.
Like, I'm
It's
like, how many shots deep and I'm not throwing up?
exactly. It's like just you gotta know your limits, especially with alcohol. Because
yeah.
like weed, it's easy to take too much and not know.
Yeah.
But with alcohol, you should know what you're doing, and like you
Yeah.
can feel out. Okay, how much can I handle after this? And like, am I good? Can I handle more?
Yeah. Alcohol is definitely like a thing that it's just fun. I like it when I can do it like in a safe way. It's just like I just like also know I can't trust certain people when I do it with because like they can do things that could jeopardize me and like my life. And like like the one point I was like trying to go to college and I was like, I don't want me to look like this on a college application. Like and like they see this part of me. So that's another reason why I like strayed away from it. But it's definitely fun. It's definitely something fun
Yeah,
if you have the
it's
right
fun.
people around you.
Definitely. Yeah, I mean, and it can cause problems if you're in like with romance. It can definitely cause problems.
Yeah.
Because that's the reason I stopped drinking recently because I never really tried to quit drinking because it never was a problem for me, but it was a problem for the romance in my life, and that's why I
Yeah.
needed to stop. So like so technically I still drink sometimes when I have access, but like I just don't drink with her anymore. We don't drink one-on-one anymore
Oh yeah, yeah.
because it just doesn't go well when you already have mental issues.
Yeah, some people just have different like reactions. It also depends on like the type of alcohol and like it's just the type of mood you're in and like how you're feeling. Because some people can get really angry or really happy or really sad, and
Yeah.
it just depends. Like I've got really sad drinking, or
Me too.
I've been so happy and I've felt like off the wall, so excited. So
Yeah. The thing I hate is when you kind of get to a certain level where you're not like super drunk, but you're definitely drunk, and like it gets to a point where you're just kind of like, you just get tired.
yeah,
I hate that. It just kills the vibe.
yeah,
And there's just too much going on. Like I can't listen to music. Like I can't, like everyone stop. Like I can't take in any more information.
yeah.
hate
That's why
that.
you need like the right group of people that all are like into it at the same time. It's like definitely like a weird thing because people always have different reactions to different ways they want to drink. Like I know people who want to drink like with just themselves and like two other people, and I'm like, I don't think that's fun. Like sitting there drinking, getting on my phone and snapping people. Like what?
Oh fuck no, yeah.
That's so boring. Like I was like, I'd rather like I'm the type of person who likes the music and like the club vibes. Like I like that. Like I've always been like that. So that's another
Yes.
reason why I decided to just wait because people around here don't have like that. They don't have like the vibes like that usually.
Exactly.
They're kind of more of like the function type of people. Like five of you get together, get totally plastered, and then post about it on your Snapchat.
Yeah.
So
Just hanging out in your room,
Yeah.
drinking. It's like sometimes that's fun, but it just doesn't really go anywhere.
yeah, that's what I don't like. I like the music and all that. I like feeling like I'm at the club, even though I can't be at the club yet, but soon.
Exactly. Like I love parties because even though
Yes.
like I've had, I don't want to say I've had social anxiety, but like just stuff with talking to people, anxiety around that.
Yeah.
But like every time we've had house parties at my friend's house, I've been completely fine. Like I love parties.
Yeah.
Everyone's
so
like, oh, I
fun.
don't want to go to the parties. Like I'm an introvert and I love it.
Yeah.
It's so fun. it's easy to talk to people, I think, and especially if you're drinking, that makes a big difference.
1,000%.
Yeah. And especially if everyone's like actually doing stuff and getting off the couch. Because I hate when,
They just sit
you
there.
know, that side of the friend group would just kind of like smoke weed and just sit around. I'm like, let's smoke weed and party and like go outside and like, you know, go in nature and like
Do something.
do shit. Like that's what makes it fun.
Yeah.
Well, you know,
No,
listen to music at
definitely.
least. But
Oh my
yeah.
gosh, yeah. And like I know that it does definitely get people out of their comfort zones because I would be like at parties with people and they'd be like, "Oh my God, Alyssa, like I know we don't talk a lot, but I love you so much. Like you seem so nice, but it's like you seem like you're so nice, but I'm just scared to talk to you." And I'm like, "Why are you scared to talk to me?" Like I'm open. I talk to anybody, anywhere, anytime. I talk a lot, too much, but it's okay.
Yeah, I've always found it like pretty easy to talk to people at parties because like
Yeah.
you already have a way that you can connect with them because you know the same people, you know,
Yeah.
because they're obviously at your friend's house, so it's just easier.
Yeah. Party is definitely a good one.
Yeah.
Love it. Haven't done it in a while, but I love it.
What was like your best party night? Like just most fun, pure fun, no anxiety, just like a good time.
If anybody's watching this, if you know, you know, my prom night.
The prom, like for our grade?
Yeah. Well, no, it was yeah, my grade.
Yeah, I was there.
The fuck?
You were drunk?
Wait, at my house?
No, it was not your house. No,
Where?
like at the prom, at the event.
At the prom?
Isn't that what you said? You mean like the after party?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were drinking at the fucking prom. I was
Hell
like,
no.
damn.
Guys, I don't do that.
That would have been fun.
Yeah, after party. There was
Oh, that'd be fun.
there was one at my house
That would
actually.
be sick.
I probably shouldn't be exposing this, but I don't really. There was not anything illegal there. Just a bunch of people having fun, hanging around.
Damn, that's sick.
Yeah, there
So
was
you threw a whole party.
44 people showed up.
That's fucking sick.
It was so
Oh
bad.
my god, I wish I could have been there.
I was
That's
so
awesome.
scared. No, because there was people like showing up. I'm like, why are you
Like,
here?
who are you?
Like, I don't remember like even talking to you ever, and you're here just
But that's kind of awesome though.
yeah. And then I got really messed up. I fell off a chair, and then they're like, get her more, and I'm like, I just
Oh my
fell
god.
off
Yeah,
a chair.
those friends are annoying when it's like they don't know how to look after somebody.
It was just so bad because I was like, this is like crazy, and I was like, my parents like, I need to keep it down, and I wasn't even thinking.
Oh my god, that is awesome. Because I just tried to throw a house party like a month ago and it just completely tanked.
Oh, I will literally teach you. The people that know, they know.
Teach me.
I know how to.
You mean like how to get like contact people? Because like I made like a group chat with like a bunch of friends and it was like, you know,
Nobody showed up.
like no, it was just me and my girlfriend because like there was a couple people who like said like yes, I will definitely go, and I trust these people,
Yeah.
and a couple did like get sick and like I had real excuses, but other ones just like they don't put the effort in.
Yeah.
You know, that my friends don't want to put effort into really making real plans and like going anywhere, having parties.
That's how so many people are nowadays. It's
Exactly.
kind of like it's annoying
It's a
because
pet peeve for me.
yeah, no, definitely because I want to go out and I want to do stuff, and that's why I don't really have like any friends anymore because I'm tired of like trying to put an effort to make plans and
Exactly.
they want to do like nothing. Like I just don't want to sit there in my house all night. Like I want to go do something, and I wanted to go do something that doesn't involve going and like talking to random guys because like that's what a lot of girls do is they like they want to go.
Mm. I know people actually did that.
Well, yeah, that's a girl thing. They'll go like
Like the mall or like I feel like there's not
Anywhere.
many places to do that nowadays.
well, like if you have like people on Snapchat and you'll be like, hey, like you want to link with
Oh,
me
yeah.
and my homegirl, and then they're like, oh yeah, like let's do it, and I'm like, I don't want to go hang out with these random dudes that could potentially like lead to something, and
Yeah.
especially like now that I have a boyfriend, like I want friends that just want to like hang out and not involve themselves around like a bunch of like guys. Like that's
Right.
like not my ideal type of situation. So I want to go do something fun, like shopping, hiking, stuff
Yeah.
like that.
All that shit. I love
So
that.
fun. Roller coasters. I love roller coasters.
We need to like teach teenagers how to have fucking fun because they just don't
don't
know.
understand.
Even with the drugs, they can't have fun.
No, that's so real.
Like if we give you alcohol and you don't have fun, you're something's wrong with you.
I don't know, because like that's the thing. Like alcohol isn't supposed to be like a thing where you just take it and you just get fucked up and like you're an asshole. Like you're supposed
Yeah.
to take it and you're supposed to have fun with it and like use it in the right way, not just get like blackout and throw up on my floor and then lay down.
Oh,
Like,
don't.
what?
Yeah, for real. Don't get me started about that shit.
So-
People who just can't handle their drugs. It's like, come on, man.
Yeah, I think there's like very minimal people who know how to like go and have fun and go do things and like have fun with each other. So it's very minimal. They don't get it.
Yeah, thankfully I haven't had anybody throw up in my house or in the barn or in my car, but
Oh.
at my friend's house they did. But I thankfully kind of saved the day. I told everybody in when it first started, like, do not fucking throw up on the couch or the floor. There's a trash can over there. And we had the trash can in the middle of the floor, and like 4 people threw up in the trash can.
It's so funny.
And the one girl threw up in the first 10 minutes. And then she kept asking me if she could if she could drink more. And I'm like, okay, you need to wait 45 minutes and then you can drink more. And she's like, and it's like, 10 minutes. Please, come on, it's been 10 minutes. Come on, give me a fucking break.
At least you're trying to, like, you're being very responsible about, like, controlling it. Because that's the thing that I was freaking out about when I was with people. Like, I don't want them to go overboard and then I get in trouble for it. Because, like, that's, like, a cop situation. Like, if you start, like, getting alcohol poisoning, we're all fucked.
Oh, fuck, yeah.
And, like, that's the other thing, like, why I've been avoiding it. Because, like, just people now, like, they overuse it and they abuse it. And it's not fun.
Yeah. I think with alcohol poisoning is another level. I think that's more like they have a problem, and it's more like, oh, that's kind of sad,
Yeah.
because they literally can't control themselves.
Yeah, there's a lot of people like that though.
Yeah.
And you just never know until you're there and with the wrong person.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Like with people that I know don't have a problem, and like because you can kind of tell, the way someone acts with drugs if it's a real issue, and people who don't have a problem but just like the drugs and they still can't handle it. It's like,
yeah.
Do you want to throw up every time? Do you want to, ruin the vibe every time and, everything? But
yeah, no, I applaud the people who've never, like, drank and smoked and done anything like that before. But I think in the end of the day, we're all teenagers and we all have our own experiences and we all want to experience things like that. Mm-hmm. But I think just some people don't do it in a safe way. Exactly. And that's when it becomes problematic and definitely, like, an issue.
It's all about the safe way.
Yes, doing it safely. And I think that's the thing. Like, when cops show up at parties, it's because they're not being safe and they're not being responsible.
Exactly.
So it's just like that's like where the problems start to arise. Because I don't see a problem with people going out and drinking and smoking with their friends if they're doing it responsibly and not in like an asshole type of way where they can hurt themselves or hurt like the people they're around. Because you're not a good friend if you're putting me in a situation where I can get hurt with what you're providing me.
Absolutely.
So that's how I feel about it.
Yeah, I 100% agree. Like, it's so possible to party safely. People just don't understand that it is, like, even just like, like driving around with friends, like going a little bit fast at night, because I've done that before, but like there's a way to do it smart, and like, don't speed on the main roads where there's cops, like don't go over fucking 80 because you can't handle over 80,
Yeah, don't go on a turn going 80 miles per hour because you'll flip the car.
That almost happened when I was out this fucking sunroof. So it was I don't want to get, it was my girlfriend driving. Well, not 80, but like she was going fast and she isn't the best driver.
Yeah, no, I think that's like definitely a girl thing because I've done that before by accident. Like I've been like, oh shit, turn, and like just oh well. Yeah. That's why I say every time I'm about to crash my car, I'm like, oh well, and I just keep going. Yeah, definitely a problem, but it's okay.
Yeah, I miss the days when we all hop in the van. I used to drive a van because my parents had one, so I could fit like 7 people. We just go out for a drive like 2 a.m. like up the mountain behind Newmanstown, like behind your house. Yeah. And like go, because after you get up the mountain, like there's a long hill down, and I used to go like 65.
Yeah, I get scared though because of deer.
I did hit a deer one time. In the van.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
That's funny. They're out back there. I always get scared I'm gonna hit them, and I'm like I like take slow turns because I have like a little Camry and I don't want to like.
Oh, that would fuck up a Camry.
Yo, my car would be cooked. I need it.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I've only hit a deer once, but it was definitely sad, and like I didn't like it, but it wasn't as traumatic as I thought it was gonna be.
I feel like if I hit a deer, I'd be more traumatized for me because I know that deer could probably like fuck me up.
Go through the windshield.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because like obviously it didn't feel good like to hit an animal. It's like, oh fuck, that's sad. And then like they like walk away like like their legs broken or whatever. It's like because I remember I thought like, should I kill it? Like should I try to put it out of his misery? But like I was like, what am I gonna kill it with? Yeah. I don't have anything in my car. I don't even have like a shovel or anything. Like, and like
you're just gonna hit the deer with a shovel.
I do not want to hit a deer with a shovel. So I just let it go. But
no, yeah, you can definitely tell when an animal's about to be out of his miseries. But you could always like call a cop and be like, "Hey, I hit a deer. Can you come
shoot it?"
Yeah. Well, my dogs when I was younger, they used to like attack the bunnies in the backyard during like spring season, and my dad would just like kill the bunnies if they got bit because he's like, I'm not gonna let these bunnies like suffer, like they're crying. Right. And I was like, that's so sad. I couldn't watch it. I was too young. I was like, no, I can't.
My girlfriend's mom, there was a rabbit that I guess one of their dogs got probably, and she wanted to kill it to put out this misery, but in the absolute worst way. Like, she drowned it in the sink.
Oh.
What the fuck are you thinking? It's like,
That's like,
just step on its head.
no,
Anything else.
oh, that's even worse.
But like, it's quick though. Like, just with the shovel, just bam, that's it's done. Like, that's quick. Drowning it in the sink.
That's so bad. I'm such an empath. I can't.
I know, it's terrible. I'm like, what the fuck? Okay, like, that's a strange, way to do it, but okay.
Yeah, no, I don't like talking about that stuff.
Yeah.
I'm too much of an empath. I can't. That's why where I work is like kind of hard to deal with because I'm so much of an empath and people like come in like they need help and I'm just like, I'm so sorry. Like I feel so bad for you.
Mm-hmm.
And like I just feel like I want to cry every single time.
It's hard not to take their pain in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely like a hard thing to deal with. I've always been an empath and like especially with my parents, like what I had to deal with them growing up, it makes me like feel so sad. Like I get sad for them and like it's obviously their first time living. It's everybody's first time living, but they like have went through it, they've lived, they learned, and they want to make my life better, but I'd like give up anything to make their life better than what it was.
Mm-hmm.
And like if I had to, like I'd give them like $1,000 right now if they needed it.
Right.
Like I would do anything for my parents, and that's like a problem that they tell me I have. My mom's like, Elyssa, like you don't need to take care of me, like I'm taking care of you. And I'm like, but mom, like I would do anything for you, like anything for you and dad to just be happy.
Mm-hmm.
So that's like definitely the one problem is I'm very much of an empath. Like I like get very sad for people when I don't even need to be.
Yeah, me too.
So
yeah, let's definitely go on that topic with the whole your parents and everything
Yeah.
and the recovery center because that's really interesting.
yes.
So, kind of explain how it affected your childhood and what the situation was with your mom.
Okay. So my mom was a drug addict when I was young. She stopped when I was like in the womb, and then she continued again
okay.
when I was born. So I'm not no drug baby. Just saying that, putting that out there. But she had the issue for like 6 years. She went to jail.
Which drugs?
Heroin.
Okay.
I think I don't remember the other one. I think it was heroin, and then there was something else, but I forget.
The opiate category.
Yeah. So she had an issue with that, and she went to jail, and she got out on good behavior, like after like a year. She went to rehab. She actually was the manager at McDonald's Myerstown for a while, because after she needed to get a job,
Yeah.
got her shit back together, and she started working in social work because she obviously, it's very common that when people are addicts and they get clean, they help other addicts. That's
Right.
very common in this field, but there's a misconception that you have to be an addict to work in the field. You do not. That's why I'm working in the field now, I guess, sort of, with my mom. But then she kept working her way up. She works at a recovery center in Lancaster, and she's the director, and she helps a lot of people. She does like the programming and specialty programs, but specialty programs you have to be in recovery to be a specialty programs counselor because you know it better than anybody else does.
Right.
Because it's a specialty program, like you have to be specialized in it. And then, yeah, she also oversees the site. And so I started working with her as the office manager. But I just basically like sign people in. But it's definitely good to know that I'm helping them because when they see my face, it's not like my job is just like, oh, you just check people in. Like, no, like they're coming to a new place. They're recovering. They don't want to see someone who's in a bad mood, who's grumpy, who hates their job.
Right.
And I try to be as encouraging and kind as possible. We give them food and stuff. So like, I'm like, hey, can I get you any chips, any drinks, like any food, anything you need? Like, and I try to be at my best to like help them and encourage them because I know what it's like to like be in that position, not directly in the shoes, but to see someone going through that, like they want to recover, they want to get through what they're doing, but it's so hard to like not relapse and not fall back exactly where they were, especially when you're dealing with like mental health and everything else.
Right.
So
That's crazy. Like, what's one of the craziest encounters you've had with someone coming in? I'm sure there's gotta be some.
So I think the most crazy encounters we ever have is just like aggressive people.
Right.
People just get aggressive sometimes and they don't want treatment, but they come in for treatment and then they get aggressive about it. And it's like, it can be an issue, but it's not as common. Usually everybody I meet is very nice to me because I'm very nice to them and they have the attitude back. So if you give good attitude to people, they'll usually give it back. But yeah, just people getting aggressive. Sometimes that happens. Like they'll relapse, come back, get aggressive at us. And I'm like, I'm sorry. Like we're trying to help you.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Has there been like anything weird with just since you're, a teenage girl and men on drugs is not really the best crowd to be around,
I mean, So I guess obviously I can't go into full detail because of
Right.
my restrictions, but there has been like times like people have said like weird stuff to me, but it wasn't like super weird. It was just like they just try to make small talk, and I'm like, I'm 18, sir. Like what? I I'm 18. I can't. No, like
Yeah.
client and worker relationships are strictly prohibited. Like you
Mm.
cannot have any relationship with anybody who comes through as a client. So that I don't know why they try. Like I don't know why they
Yeah.
try because it's a problem. Like you're trying to recover, you shouldn't be worrying about like the workers here. You should just be working towards your recovery.
Right.
So
Well, that's good. It hasn't been anything too serious.
no, nothing serious. Everybody who comes through is usually really nice. It's nothing that's made me super uncomfortable. So
Right. I still think it's so crazy that cause you know, even though you're 18, like, oh, it's not illegal to talk to her, yeah, but you're like 40. Like that's weird,
yeah, and I
you know?
look young. People don't even look
Yeah,
at me
like
and
you
think
don't
I'm
look,
18.
yeah, I wouldn't think that you were like any, you know, much older or anything.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's weird. Cause yeah, it's legal, but
There's a point.
that's gotta feel a bit wrong, you
Yeah.
know? Cause it's so crazy that all the people in our grade are like getting to be that age where, you know, they could be in a porn video if they wanted to, which is insane.
Yeah, that's
I
so
really
funny.
think that should be moved to 21, the age for
Yeah.
that. Because I mean, 18, like,
You're not even like like you're an adult, but you're not like you can't drink legally. You
yeah,
can't smoke
like
legally.
how the fuck can you not drink, but you can be in a porn video? That's ridiculous. Because I imagine like all these girls that like I care about who are my friends who are now, you know, 18, and I'm like, that's not right. Like they're not
Yeah.
old enough to be able to make that decision, you
Well,
know?
yeah, there's like this girl on TikTok, Piper Raquel. I don't you probably
I've
aren't.
heard the name.
So she is 17 and people are waiting for her. So she tried to get in the Bob
The whole
house
waiting thing. Oh,
and they're waiting for her to turn 18, and apparently she already has like an account that's set up and ready by her mom because her mom's like exploiting her. And she like wears like these short tank tops, like these booty shorts, and like she's always showing off like her body. I'm like, you're
oh,
17, you're about to be 18, but like you most of the influencers I see that are young, they're getting exploited. Like they're literally getting exploited by their parents for money, and it's disgusting.
yeah,
Cause it's sad. Like they're beautiful women and they're beautiful in their body as well, but that doesn't mean they need to show it off to old creepy men on the internet.
exactly.
So it's definitely a creepy thing to think about. Because
Yeah.
the internet, like those men on there, they're very creepy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's almost kind of the same thing with alcohol, where just like you can tell that this area of a guy's life can go bad. You can
Yeah.
kind of just like you can tell that like, oh, this could be a problem if I
Yeah.
was messed up. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, you have to have a lot of discretion, but yeah. I mean, even outside of work, old people hit on me, like adults, and I'm just like, the
The same problem with my girlfriend now. Like old men at the because the restaurant, because she actually works at the restaurant that I work at. So there's been like one or two encounters that have just so overly stressed me out. You know,
yeah.
ridiculous.
Well, my age is like such a weird thing because I look young. Like, especially when I have my glasses on, I look like I could be like 15, 16. Like, even the girls I babysit, they're 12 and 11. And I get told that I look like I'm the same age as them and that we're just friends.
I don't know about that.
Well, they're tall. So, like, they're like up to my height.
Mm.
So, like, when we're like next to each other and like they wear a lot of makeup, so they try to look older. But, like, even like when they're next to me, like, when you think of 11, 12, like, these kids like look like they're older than that.
Yeah.
But it comes to a point like when I worked at Boyer's, there was like 14-year-olds that would come up and hit on me and ask for my snap, and I'm like, you're 14 years old.
They probably think they're your age.
Yes, because you can be 14 to work there. So, and I'm like, you're literally walking here from the pool. Go back. Go back to your mom, please, because you can't even drive here.
It's like the swim trunks on with the floaty.
So like that's the problem where I'm at, and then I'm at that age. It's either really young or like really old, and I'm just like, please don't talk to me. Thank you.
Yeah. It's so ridiculous. Like it's so hard to find quality people anymore, I feel like, you know.
1,000%.
It's crazy. It's kind of like hard to contemplate, you know, like there's not many of us out there that are really having that in integrity and like, you know, just people who truly believe in love and like, you know,
It
positive
definitely
things.
comes from like selfishness because I know I was at a point in my life as well. Like I was like so mean. Like I was doing the wrong thing. Obviously, like this was the time I was partying and stuff. I was doing the wrong things. Like I wasn't being kind to people. I was being rude to them. I was hurting people. And once you like realize that you're messing up in that way, it makes you like realize like when you hurt the wrong person, like you need to get your shit together. And I eventually like got it together, and I'm like, I really wish like people would like skirt away from like this idea of selfishness and like I just want to do everything for me because it's my life and like I'm the only one living it and I only have this one life. But just because you have this one life doesn't mean there's not other people you affect in this life.
Exactly.
So I think a lot of people just, I think it's all coming from selfishness of them wanting to do what they can to live the best into the fullest, but you can do that without hurting other people.
Definitely.
So.
Yeah, I think like because I kind of went through a phase like that too. Not to say that I was like a fucking asshole, but like just easily getting angry and more of a negative outlook on society in general.
Yeah.
You know, because it was from my last relationship. Nothing with her fault, absolutely not. Just the sadness of it, and that really like made a big impact on me, and I definitely noticed a shift, you know, where I like just that inner pain of like the just want to get angry at everything, and I don't want to try for this life and whatever. Thankfully, that's been I've been working on that. It's been getting a lot better, but
That's good.
But it kind of makes you realize like, wow, a lot of people are not their true selves.
Yeah, and relationships will do that to you. Like, I was in a relationship at a point, and it like really messed me up. Like, we were both very bad to each other, very mentally like toxic. Like, it was very mental like aspect, like pulling both of our mental health like through like shit. And once you get out of that, you either like go two ways. Like, you're either like on your healing journey and like you just want to treat everybody better than you were treated, or like you're like you said, like, I hate this life, like, I don't know what to do. And that's kind of like the way I went. I was like, I don't give like a flying fuck anymore. I'm just gonna do whatever I want. I'm just gonna talk to a bunch of people at the same time. Like, I was like, it was bad. I was like, oh, I don't care. Like, I'm not gonna date anybody. I'm not gonna get in a relationship. So I'm just gonna talk to this guy because I'm bored. And I was like, what am I doing? Like, I mean, like, there was a point I was searching for a genuine connection, but at the same time, like, there was other people that I knew I didn't like them, but I was still talking to them because I was just like, I don't care. Like, I don't care at all. Like, I don't want to get hurt again. So why would I even, like, try? Right. And then, obviously, I realized I was like, no, like, with my boyfriend now, like, when I first met him, I was, like, on the edge. And so I was, like, I kept going back and forth with him. I felt so bad. I was like, yeah, I like you, but I don't know if I want a relationship.
That's exactly my experience. Yeah. Exactly.
Like, we can hang out, but I don't know if I want a relationship right now. Oh, I miss you so much, but I don't think I can date you. And then, like, I was on a beach trip, and I was away from him, and I was like, I really like him, and I don't like being without him, and I don't like not spending time with him. And I was like, I have no urges to even talk to anybody else here on the beach. Because, like, when girls go to the beach and guys go to the beach, they want to meet people. And I was like, yeah, no. I was like, I need to stop, like, messing with his feelings, and I need to, like, be true with my feelings and just go through with it and not hurt him because I was hurt before. Because sometimes you just need to give people a chance. And if it's been great. It's been like 8 months already. We're great. So I think a lot of people also take their hurt and hurt other people.
Exactly.
And they lose trust in people. And that's normal. It's a normal reaction to not trust people. But once you start to trust someone, it can be a beautiful thing. So.
Absolutely. I've had a very, like, almost the same experience with my ex and now current girlfriend, which is like with the current one, like I was her a very close friend for a long time before we started dating. It was like the whole thing where like I know I like her, I know she likes me, but I just don't. I'm too afraid to harm her in some way through like emotionally, or then lose her, because if I lost her as a girlfriend, I'm losing a best friend and a girlfriend. Yeah. But it's taken a long time. After now we started dating for a couple of months now, like really getting that trust and putting the anger down and everything like that.
That's good.
But yeah, it's been rough, but
yeah, it's a process. A lot of people go through a lot of bad relationships, and so like when I hear like my friends or like people I've talked to are in a relationship that's a problem, I feel bad because like I don't want to be that girl that's like, oh, but my boyfriend's like this. But like genuinely, like we have such a good relationship compared to what I had before. I have never felt something like so healthy. We communicate through everything. When we have a problem, it's not, oh my god, are we gonna break up? Like, it's right. Like, no, like, no matter what happens, like, we're going to work through this. And, like, he's like, I'll be here for you. You'll be here for me. And it's great. And I think other people really need to see that. Because, like, a lot of people in their relationship, it's always, like, on the verge of breaking up when they get into one little fight. And it shouldn't be like that. Even with the big fights, it should never be like that. So.
Yeah. Yeah, because, like, I mean, we fought a lot just because of some of my issues and then things that she does that kind of naturally aggravate those
Yeah.
issues. But like every time, it's never like, oh, we're gonna break up. Like definitely not. It's always just a lot of back and forth, like explaining different sides of the story,
Yeah.
you know.
It takes a lot of listening to get through stuff like that, and a lot of communication. Like you need to hear them out and make sure that they're hearing you out.
Right.
So
And it also took me a while to stop doing the more irrational, like I just want to tear everything down type of thing,
Yeah.
because that's where like the pain from the ex comes from. It's like I just want to stop it so I don't have to deal with the risk of loss,
yeah.
you know. I do want to go back to the OCD because that's always really interesting to me. That's a big part of my life.
Yeah.
So except for the health stuff, what have been your other main like issues with that?
Well, I think my main trigger to my health anxiety is like me getting diagnosed with skin cancer
Right. We
at
also talked
16.
about that too, yeah.
Because because I used to have this idea, like, a lot of doctors have this misconception, like, you're young, you can't get cancer, you can't get this, like, you're young, you're healthy, you're not 18 years old, like, up. Like, even at 18, like, they're like, oh, well, you're 18, like, you're not gonna get sick. I'm like,
That doesn't make sense.
yeah, it's like they won't run tests, but, like, with my skin cancer,
Wow, that's crazy.
I was so young. So, like, when I told my mom, I was like, hey, like, this mole's, like, bothering me. She's like, Elyssa, like, you're young. It's nothing. You're fine. I go to the dermatologist, and it was something. It was melanoma, and it was scary because I was like, this can happen to me. It doesn't matter, like, how old I am. Like, anything can happen. And if I would have let that go because I was too young, it could have turned into something even more, and I could have been dead. Like, that's,
Right.
like, just how it is. And it was definitely a scary experience, but it made me realize, like, I'm shit out of luck. Like anything can happen to me. And like I think that's where my anxiety stems from now, because now I genuinely know like this could be happening to me. Even if it's not realistic in the moment, it could. Like, you know, it like that's where like the it could though comes in.
Exactly. Yeah.
So
So like when you had the mole, like did it itch or hurt or was it just there?
yes, it itched a lot, actually.
Okay. Well, that actually is good to know. So like there's more things that kind of let you know it's there, you know?
Yeah, so there's like actually an ABCDE method that they talk about. It's like asymmetry, if the mole's not symmetric. The border of it, if it has like different colored border, which mine did. The color of it, if it's like different colors, that's all a sign. The diameter, so if it's like really big, that's how you know. And like if it evolves. So like mine was like really tiny 3 years ago. Then the next year it went like that big in like a year. And then it started to itch. And I was like, Mom, like I just have a feeling. So she's like, okay, I'll set you up with the dermatologist. So they cut it off and like they just do a biopsy by cutting it off. But it itched and that's how I knew. And like it grew out of nowhere. I was like, I don't remember this being this big like a year ago. So
Yeah. So after it was taken off, like was that all you had to do? Or
no.
was there more treatment after that?
So they cut it off, they test it, and if you have like cancerous cells, like I guess mine were precancerous, but it was still like something that was melanoma precancerous cells.
Yeah.
They have to go into your tissue and cut it out just in case it evolves into something more. And then if the tissue has cancer in it, they have to go back in and you get lymph node removed. Any close lymph nodes, they'll remove and test those to see if they have cancer in them. And then you have to go to an oncologist to get tested and like CT scans to see if it's spread anywhere in your body. Thankfully, I didn't have to do any of that, but now I have to go to the dermatologist every 6 months, and I have to get checked, full body check. They do it every 6 months. In like if I have anything that changes with any mole, I have to go back right away because I'm on like high risk of getting it again.
Right. That's awesome that it wasn't like, at least it wasn't, you know, crazy medical bills and like
yeah.
chemo and everything, like all that bullshit.
Thank the Lord. It was definitely a scary experience. It was so funny though, because when my mom told me, she sat me down at the kitchen table. She's like, Elyssa, the dermatologist called. It was melanoma cells. And I was like, I fucking knew it. I was like, I told you. And I didn't know how to react. I was like, so does this mean I get like dinner or something because I have cancer? And she's like, Elyssa, you don't have cancer. I was like, technically I do. Technically, because I had it, I think I deserve some dinner. So she took me to Texas Roadhouse. Highlight of that night. You think I would cry, but I didn't. I was like,
Huh?
let's get some fucking Texas Roadhouse. I want some rolls and steak. But
Texas Roadhouse, that's your favorite.
one of them, I love steak. I would eat steak when I was a baby.
Wow. What?
Yeah, when I was like 6 months, like when I was teething, like even like a little, my dad would cut steak really, really tiny, little tiny bits, and he'd feed it to me. So,
Wow, I think the first time I tried steak, I was like 12 probably.
are you serious?
Yeah.
Oh, I've been getting since I was a baby.
It was from the what's the other steakhouse? Like the
Outback?
Yeah, Outback. It wasn't very good.
Outback
But
is kind of trash.
yeah.
A lot of these steakhouses suck. I've been to one steakhouse that was really good. Johnny's in Ephrata.
Mm,
It's expensive though, very, very pricey,
mm.
but it's good. Very good steak.
Yeah, I did have a steak since then, like at home, and I really liked it. It just depends on, like, I think the seasoning and the way you cook it and shit. But
Yeah, steaks are good. I love
yeah,
steak. I love food. I'm a big food girl.
it's fire. Food's fire.
What's your favorite food?
I always tell people I don't have a favorite food, but I would say like type of food, Italian.
Oh, Italian food's so good.
Mm-hmm.
I'm Italian. My mom used to make the big meatballs.
Oh, fuck yeah.
They were so good. But Italians, they don't keep recipe books because they just know. Like, that's
Mm.
just how, like, family Italians are. And so my mom had no recipe book. So
Yeah.
we don't have the recipe. It's gone. She died, and now it's gone.
That kind of
The,
sucks.
the meatballs died with her.
Wait, who, your mom?
My mom.
Oh,
My
okay,
great-grandma.
okay. I was like,
Sorry, I
your
know
mom works at the playhouse.
that shouldn't be funny, but yeah. My mom, like, for mom,
Like
I
your
guess.
grandma.
No, my great-grandma.
Oh, great grandma. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know why we called her mom, we just did.
Mm.
But the meatballs died with her.
Damn.
I know it's almost,
Yeah.
I mean, it's sad, but I just miss the meatballs.
Like that was your big, you mourn that more than the.
I mourn the meatballs more than my mom. No, yeah,
Oh my god,
it's so funny. Sorry, I shouldn't be laughing about that.
that's funny. That's funny because we know that you obviously, like, actually mourned her death and everything.
Yeah, but really, I do miss those meatballs. Like, you
I
don't
bet.
understand, they were so good. And the pasta she'd make, top tier. Italians know how to cook.
Fuck yeah.
Not like Bella's over here. That's fake Italian.
Yeah, it's not great.
No, I've had it. The only thing I do like from them is their boneless wings.
Yeah, I like the wing, I like the hot wings.
I used to go after school, actually, my senior year. I used to
Really?
go like at least twice a week, and I would get boneless wings with ranch. So good.
Yeah, that's good.
My fave.
Yeah. If you're watching this, Bellas, I didn't say that. That's your food's
I
great.
did.
It actually isn't that bad. It's just not. It's just average, I'd say.
That's how a lot of
Like
places
the
are.
pizza's good. It's just not the best pizza at all.
I like PJ's in Wilmersdorf.
Yeah, that's good. 'Cause that's what, like, when I'm driving food to people for Bella's, I'm like, guys, why are you not ordering from like Domino's or something? Like Domino's is so good, and P&J's is so good. Like, why
Yeah.
you guys, like, I have like repeat customers. Like, why?
Well, PJ's doesn't deliver. I think that's why.
Oh, yeah,
So they're not a delivery place, but that's how I was when I was like working for Justino's. I was like, you live like a block down from P&J and you're ordering Justino's.
yeah, yeah.
And they're rude as fuck too. I was late to this one girl's house because I had to go to Myerstown first. She's like, it took you 40 minutes to give me my dinner. I'm so pissed right now. You
Oh
guys are
my
2 minutes
God.
down the street. And I'm like, then drive your broke ass there.
Exactly.
Like, what? Drive there then. Like, that's not my fault that you live 2 miles down the street and you're choosing to get delivery. What did
Exactly.
you expect?
And like, if your house is in a fucking tree or something, or hard to find, don't order delivery.
Oh my God, that's like, it reminds me when I was delivering, like the one time they were off like 501, or not 501, it was like the road before like you get on 501. I forget what it's called.
The one that goes to Newmanstown, like the main.
No, the one that goes through Schaeferstown.
Oh yeah, yeah, 897.
Yeah. They had like a cabin in the back. It was nighttime, and like the gravel like went like this when you were driving to keep people from speeding. And I turned in, all the lights are off. 3 cars in the parking lot. You had to wrap around the porch to give it to them,
Oh
in the
my
middle of the
God.
woods. And I'm literally an 18-year-old girl delivering this pizza. Don't know these people at all. And I pull around to the back, and they're like weird. They have a weird vibe, and then they take the pizza, but they tip me like $20.
Hell yeah.
And then I ran to my car, like I was running my car, and I was like, I need to get out of here. And I back up and I hit a fucking tree. I just skirt away.
I did hit someone's like little like driveway wall one time, like a little like a rock wall, but I just left. I'm like,
I hit stuff
well,
all the time.
probably didn't hurt the rock wall, but it probably hurt my car, so I'm just gonna leave.
Dunkin' and Robizonia, if you guys go there and go through the drive-thru, look on the left side. There's tire marks from my car. I went to turn. I forgot my wheels still turned, and my car went. So funny.
Oh my god. I've only been there a couple times, but
It's ass now.
really,
Dunkin' and Myerstown's better.
I like that one. I've been there a few times. I had a
Yeah.
gift card.
But I hit the drive-thru at the one of Robizonia before Myerstown was there. Oh god, that's so funny.
But so with the OCD, like, is the health kind of your only main obsession, or is there anything else?
I don't know. Plans changing. That gives me like terrible, like I cannot do it when someone changes a plan. Like I'm very like obsessed over them. So I have to schedule everything out during my week. And if anything changes, I get very like freaked out because I was like, I'm obsessed with knowing what's gonna happen. So
Yeah. So it's like, did you have like intrusive thoughts or anything like
I
that?
do have intrusive thoughts.
What nature?
Like just bad ones, like doing like hurtful things to people.
I've had that. And because you like, wait, do I actually want to do that? And then you just question it and it
Yeah.
goes into the loop.
Yeah. Doing
Yes.
hurtful things to people, like stuff like that. Oh, intrusive thoughts or like I have intrusive thoughts I'm gonna get killed.
I thought I was gonna get in a car accident when I was a teenager for like years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's certain things like that I won't do because I'm just scared something bad's gonna happen. Like for the longest time, like sleepovers at other people's houses, I wouldn't because I had like these thoughts that I was gonna get killed in my sleep. So
Yeah. With the like, so what age did you kind of notice these thoughts? Like, especially the ones with the like causing harm to people. Like, what did that when that develop?
I mean, like I guess definitely after my little incident in middle school, I like
Oh, that's connected.
it has.
No
I
way.
don't remember much. I have very bad memory, and I think it's because like I cover it up because of like
Mm-hmm.
shit I've been through. But I know like I just like sometimes when people piss me off, like I just have like reoccurring thoughts like doing bad things to them, and I'm like I can't. Like I'm such a nice person. I will not hurt someone like that. But I like really just want to like punch them so many times in the face because they deserve it.
I mean I feel like that's more just anger because like I whenever I had the harm thoughts, it was always like a person I wouldn't want to hurt, like my grandma.
Really?
And like I would have like an intrusive thought of like acts through her head, and then I'm like, wait, do I want to do that? Do I not want to do that? Am I sure I don't want to do that? And it just
Oh, I mean,
loops.
sometimes that happens like with like my family. Sometimes I kind of just like imagine myself just like fighting them for no reason. Mine's like more fighting, like just randomly fighting people. I don't know why. Maybe I just want to get in a fight.
Well, the thing that's most scary about it is when it first starts and you don't know it's OCD.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think mine's like my OCD is very minimal. Another thing that I'm very like besides intrusive thoughts, I don't really talk about this, but I have obsessive compulsive disorder with my eyebrows. So I pull my hair from my eyebrows consistently. It's a problem. I don't have trichomania or whatever people say because I don't pull my hair anywhere else. It's really just like when I start to get anxious, I have like this. I have to do it or else I will freak out. Same thing with popping like my boyfriend's pimples. I have to pop them or I'll freak out. I don't know why. It's so like annoying because like I get this feeling like I have to do it. I have to do it. If I don't do it, like something's bad's gonna happen or like I'm like gonna like freak out. Like it's like very much like I have to do it and I hate
Right.
it. It's such a weird feeling.
Well, I'm glad that your OCD isn't too intense because
No.
it's a fucking ride.
Well, mine's mainly like my picking my eyebrows, and I have to pick them. And if I don't pick this certain hair, I will like I'll freak out and I won't be able to sleep. And it sounds so stupid, but
No, I know what you mean. I come
people
from
don't
that.
know that because like they'll always be like, "Alyssa, what's wrong with your face? Like, why is your eyebrows red?" I'm like, I can't explain to you why I'm crazy. Like I
And
can't.
it's like you can't explain why
I do
you
it.
have to do it.
Same
But you
thing with
do.
feeding my cats. If I don't feed them before I go to sleep, sometimes my dad's like feed the cats, and I don't feed them. If I can't sleep, like I literally will not be able to sleep unless I know I do something. Same thing with locking the doors.
Well, that kind of makes sense,
Yeah.
but it's to a point when it comes unnatural.
Yeah. Or like a big one is my house catching on fire. I will freak out about it. Like I'll be like 40 minutes of my drive and I'll just keep thinking about it. I'll have to turn around because I will not stop
Oh,
thinking about
wow.
it all day, and I literally it will mess up my whole day.
Well,
But
yeah.
I've got better with that stuff. It's mainly just my anxiety now.
that's really good to hear because like I mean OCD fucking sucks.
Yeah.
It's a lifelong journey, I think.
Yeah, my OCD is like here compared to my anxiety being here. My like OCD stuff is like very minimal. It's like very like not normal, but like very much just regular, and then my anxiety is like
Yeah, I'd say I have like OCD like kind of right in the middle, like not chronic,
Yeah.
definitely not, but also not mild, like right in the middle.
yeah.
All right, so this has been an awesome interview.
Yes,
Really
thank
glad
you.
this happened.
Thank you.
It's crazy that like I had Mrs. Nouse's class, shout out, second grade, and now we're doing a pretty good ass podcast. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Let's just put it on the table that me and Marcus have not talked in years.
no, literally since 7th grade.
Yeah.
If
so
that.
this is just a random situation going on, but I love it. It's so fun.
Yes. But yeah, like, subscribe, all the YouTuber bullshit. Really appreciate it. Yeah, is there anything else you want to add?
If you want to come on the podcast, you should. Just make sure that you can actually talk like fluently and continue talking.
That's very true, though. There are people who aren't as good at conversation.
But thank you for having me.
Absolutely. It was awesome.
Yes.
Yeah, that's it. Peace.
Niggas in the bag. Might come back, check with her. Who's in the bag? Might come back, check with her. They call me Bird. Hey, might come back, check. Ooh, yeah.